Hola Switchheads, welcome back. I'm Kanan and this is my Dungeon Colour review. A puzzle game that tries its hardest to keep you entertained. So why not subscribe to the channel for weekly reviews and sales updates, and drop a like if you're enjoying the review, as it really does help small channels like mine grow. Let's light that flame, shall we? Engage. As far as the story goes, you're dropped straight into the game with, as far as I can tell, no explanation of why you're here or indeed having to do the task set out. It is, however, obvious where you have to get to and soon pick up the controls quite easily. Oh yay, it's my time to show and tell. So basically you move around with the left stick, very easy. You have an interaction button that you use now and again, mainly to teleport and stuff, and then you basically have to get to that thing over there that's flaming away using your Stay Puffed Dough Man thingy. Just onto there, opens a door, they coincide with each other, red to red, yellow to yellow, and oh look, yay, I've completed the level. The game is obviously a puzzler and does have a reset button if really needed. And talking about needing a reset button, while the controls felt okay, I found from time to time I was getting stuck in the scenery. And whilst sometimes wiggling the joypad was enough to get me out of these sticky situations, other times I had to use the reset button to reset the level. And this was one of my main reasons for using the reset button throughout the game. And this was particularly annoying whenever you were kind of like near the end of completing a whole section and you had to reset it just because you got stuck somewhere. Whilst playing the game, not everything in the level has to be used, and I think the devs tried to get clever with this, adding more flames than needed, and this was more annoying than anything else. And I definitely think that if the controls were a little bit more tighter, this wouldn't have been a problem at all. And I could see what they were going for. It's just that their controls were not there to match the actual thoughts that they had in their heads. And adding to this, the keys that seemingly had nothing to do in a level. And it wasn't even like the format of the level was taking me to that key. I just literally never even put it in my thought. I did, however, find that most levels did not challenge me, and some just had no challenge whatsoever. And there you have it again, elements and showings that the developer is kind of trying to be a bit clever here and there by putting a level together with loads and loads of different elements within it, and then you only having to use like a couple of things to get to the exit. And for me, this really didn't work. And the ability to squeeze in little gaps in the walls was messed up, as half the time you can't even see that you can do that. Not cool. The game adds keys as you go along, as well as every 10 levels another mechanic. Coins that turn the flame another colour. This was a good element to the game and did add a little twist to the gameplay. Teleporters also added a little more, but felt underused and a little pointless at times. And then there was the little platforms that opened pillars next to them when stepped on. These really felt pointless, and I had a feeling that devs had run out of ideas by this point. Okay, me again. So I think this is level 42. I just want to highlight how useless these things are. I know it's kind of like, oh look, it's nothing. I know it's kind of like, oh, this is showing you these block things, but what was the point in this room? What are the point in those blocks? There just doesn't seem to be any point whatsoever. And then here you've got like everything's been added into the fray. You got teleporters, you got the coins that can change flames from different colors. As you can see, oh look, it's a new color. It just doesn't do anything like inspiring, anything to really get your teeth in. It's just a bit lackluster, to be honest with you. And this is one of the highest levels. This is like 43, I think. It just makes me mad. The game has 50 levels. Yep, 50 levels. And I never really felt challenged until I hit level 36. and most times I reset the game before then was because I'd been stuck in a wall or teleported and the space around me was so cramped it stopped me moving. And even after level 36, only a few, and I mean a few levels, had me resetting more than once or twice. Oh yay, so many levels you literally won't care about, and right up to here, you'll just piss through all of that really easily. The looks of the game somehow matches the way I'd think this game would look. Basic and not really doing anything above what it really has to. The highlight to this, however, and rather sadly, is the resetting and reforming of the rock creature. Or at least that's what I think it is. Look on in awe at my favourite part of the game. Yay. Just like that, actually. I don't know what I just did. Audio, however, is okay. The music is calming, but kind of stays pretty well the same throughout. And again, the highlight is the resetting and reforming of Mr. Rock. The good. It does have some good ideas here and there. I like the resetting and reforming of the rock creature. It does have a few challenging levels. The bad. The good ideas as a whole are implemented badly. Yes, it has a few challenging levels, but there's not enough of them. Getting stuck in scenery should never happen, let alone one of its own mechanics screwing you over at times. Just never finds its stride, and it's very short. For a puzzler that does not really feel puzzly, or for that matter, challenging, it was very disappointing that I basically breezed through its first 36 levels in bugger all time. I really had high hopes for this one, and sadly, I'll be giving this one the low score of 2 out of 5. And trust me, that almost hit a 1 out of 5. But in either case, 2 or 1, and even at its quite low asking price, I'd avoid it till it's about 89p, or just don't bother at all. Okay, so whilst I dig out the alternative that hopefully will be worth getting instead of this one, why not subscribe to the channel if you've enjoyed this review, or indeed if you have been watching many of my other reviews and videos. Now would be the perfect time to subscribe, as every sub and every like really helps small channels like mine. And as for that alternative, I'm going to be going for Death Squared, a 1 to 4 player puzzle game that will test your teamwork skills, and with each player having to guide their robot to a colour-coded goal with obstacles obviously in their path, and a meta score of 78 or 7.7, I would definitely say that this is probably the one that you might want to be picking up, and who doesn't want a bit of fun with friends. And as usual, if you've got any comments on dungeon colour or indeed a better alternative, leave it down in the comments. Come and join us in our community Discord if you want to continue the conversation, because life is better when we switch together.